Ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you guys for being here. The way we'll do this today is Coach Stock will have some opening comments, then it'll be available for questions, and then we'll bring up our permanent captains, and we'll be able to have questions with those guys. So to get things started, I'd like to turn it over to Coach Stock.
Again, appreciate everybody being here. I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday season, and really excited to be here and representing our football team and our university and our conference in the Hawai'i Bowl. Really proud of what this football team has accomplished this year. And, you know, I'm sure every coach sits up here and talks about adversity that a team has to overcome throughout the course of a year, and every team has to do that. But I don't know if I've ever been part of a team that had to overcome as much adversity as this team has. And because of what they've done and how hard they've played and how hard they've competed throughout the course of the year, makes this team special and very deserving of playing in this bowl game. What a great bowl game they get to play in. And when you really think about it, what this senior class has done, they've been bowl eligible all 5 years that they've been here. What they've done off the field, what they've done academically, everything they've done, these guys will leave here, should leave here with their chest stuck out and be proud of what they've done. So we've had 4 practices now in preparation for this game. We had one a week after the FAU game, and then we had 2 last Friday and Saturday, and then 1 yesterday. So we're getting into it, you know, now the meat and potatoes of our practice schedule. Our attitude has been wonderful. They've very focused. I like the intensity, the mental intensity, and the focus that we are approaching this game with. We're playing a really good football team. You know, defensively, they're all over the place. They're going to blitz you as soon as that plane lands in Honolulu on next Monday. So we've got to be able to handle their pressure. They're an attacking, aggressive defense. I think the strength of their defense is probably their linebackers. They're very active. Their whole team plays extremely hard. That's the one thing that anybody who turns on the film, whether you're a football coach, a player, or just a fan, the thing that jumps out at you is just how hard this team plays. And that's a credit to their coaching staff and to them as players. So, but their linebackers are really active. They run. They're good athletes. I think it's the strength of their defense. Their secondary, again, you know, you're going to get safety blitzes. You're going to get corner blitzes. You're going to get a lot of pressure from everybody on the back end there. So we've got to be able to handle that. Then their front is a little bit, kind of like us a little bit, in the sense that, you know, they're not really gigantic. They got a couple, you know, 300-pound guys in there, but, you know, they got, you know, more of the 275, 280, 265 pound guys, kind of like we have, that are athletic and can run. So that's a little bit about their defense. Offensively, you know, they'll give you multiple formations. They'll get in big sets. They'll spread you out. They'll be in a lot of 10 personnel, 4 wides, but they will get in some bigger sets with the utilization of a tight end and a fullback there. So their line is good. You know, they've given up 23 sacks, I think it is, on the year. So a little bit less than 2 a game. They played 13 games, and they've gotten 23 sacks. So, you know, we've got to do a good job in the line of scrimmage, both offensively and defensively, to be able to handle their guys. But their offensive line is good. They're athletic. You know, they're not, like I said, they're not SEC type guys like we saw at Missouri. They're not that big. They're very comparable to what we've played in Conference USA from a size standpoint. I think they've got excellent receivers. They can run. Their running back is good, and their quarterback, you know, they made a change. They had a young guy in there earlier, and they made a change there, and they've been a lot more consistent throughout that change. And then in the kicking game, I think they're really good. I think they're really special in the kicking game. I believe the field goal kicker is 12 out of 12. He hasn't missed this year. The punter is averaging a 44-yard punting average, and they cover well. So we've got to be really good in the kicking game because I think they're special in the kicking game. And then just the part of this game, what I've talked to our team about, you know, we have to prepare mentally, physically for this game. We can't wait till we get there. And that's our mindset, how we've approached last week and this week, how we'll finish out this week. You know, and this is different from a bowl game in the sense that who we're playing is waiting on us right now. They're waiting for us to get off that plane. And, you know, we've got a 9.5-hour, 10-hour flight to go there here in less than a week. So we've got to do a great job from a preparation standpoint of taking care of our bodies, getting rest, hydrating, and then preparing ourselves physically for this game. Because it is unique when you think about it that, you know, who you're playing is waiting on you right now to get off that plane. So I know our guys are excited. They're anxious to get there. It's a tremendous reward for them. They deserve this. They deserve this. Had a heck of a year. These guys had a really, really special year, and I'm extremely proud of them. So with that, I'll open it up to your questions.
Coach, from a mental and physical standpoint, you know, there's going to be a huge time change. What have you done here to prepare them mentally for this trip to Hawaii? Have you done anything special here in Murfreesboro?
Well, it's a 4-hour time change, you know, so they're 4 hours behind us. The big thing is you talk about it and you just hope it sits in that, you know, we're trying to, you know, Keith Bunch, our trainer's done a great job, Jason Spray and, you know, Lance and those guys in the weight room have done a great job of, you know, we talk about hydration, that you've got to hydrate, you know, so we're doing that. We're giving them, you know, probably more fluids than we normally do in the course of a regular game. So we're trying to do that. And then you just talk to them about getting their sleep, getting their rest. And I can't make them go to bed. You know, I don't turn the light off for them. So I hope they're mature enough to understand, you know, the importance of, you know, getting your rest, getting your sleep here, hydrating here, because when you get to Hawaii, it's going to be too late. So I just hope that they listen and understand the message that I've been telling them for this last week and a half.
You have some guys on this team like Charvarius Ward who have never really been out of the South, and now they're going to Hawaii for the first time. Kind of, what's it like for you as a coach for when you have some guys like that who this is their first time being away from home, and how special is that for you to be along on that journey with them?
Well, I think it's being a college athlete is a tremendous opportunity to experience many different things in your lifetime that you would never get a chance to experience. I've never been to Utah. When we played BYU out there, it's the first time I'd ever been there. Last year going to the Bahamas, probably 90% of the team is the first time they've been to the Bahamas, and probably 90% of the team will never go back to the Bahamas. You know, so you're afforded the opportunities to visit places that, I don't want to say your comfort zone, but what you've never been exposed to before as a young kid growing up. You know, you get to travel to different places, states, countries that you don't normally have that opportunity for. And so as a coach, you just try to, like this trip, everybody, these guys in history class in elementary, middle school, high school, were taught about Pearl Harbor, and the effects of that in that day. And now they're going to get to walk out there, on that water that 75 years ago was under attack. And you just try to educate your players on different places that they go of what happened here, or because it's a unique opportunity for these young men to create a memory. And you get to go as a 19, 20, 21, 18-year-old kid, young man, to get to do this and create this memory with your teammates and your coaches. And I get to create this memory, with my players, that you hold on forever. So it's a unique and wonderful opportunity for everybody on this team, not just Javarius.
In that same light, Coach, how do you balance the reward for the players and then prep to go win a football game?
Well, we talk about it. I talked about it when we got the bid, the invitation to go to the Hawai'i Bowl on that Sunday, that our main objective is to win the game. And when we're here, we're going to work. Nobody's going to work harder than us. Whether it's lifting weights in your meeting rooms, on the practice field. I'm not monopolizing their whole day, that we put in a few hours in the morning, we put in a few hours in the afternoon, and then they've got some time off here in the afternoon, evenings, where they can hang out with each other. They can go to the mall and buy me a Christmas present or whatever they want to do. So there's a fine line, and I think this team is mature enough to understand that. And then once we get there, we'll get them up earlier than they've ever been. I mean, they're going to get up earlier there. We'll have wake-up calls at 7. We'll meet at 8, but that's 12 o'clock on our clock. We got to get on Hawaiian time the day we get there. As soon as we land, we're going straight to the stadium to practice. That's how important this is to me and how important it is to this team. There's going to be activities that they get to do that are going to be incredible experiences that are going to be a lot of fun. And there'll be time to have fun and enjoy it, and then there's going to be a time to buckle down and get, understand what we're there for. These guys probably work out, lift, run, practice 340 days out of the year, and it would be insane on my part not to reward these guys for giving this program, this university, 340 days out of the 365, and how hard they work not to enjoy this. But we'll understand why we're going there, what we're there for, and our preparation will never take second place to going out and having a good time. He's throwing the ball good, everything. It's just a matter of, each week we get a checkup, an x-ray and all that to see how the healing is coming along, and it's coming along good. So we don't know yet. We're preparing like it's going to be okay, but we won't know that here for another few days. But I'm very optimistic in what I've seen and what he's done so far. And then with John, he hasn't been cleared yet. Hopefully today or tomorrow he will. So I think by the time we leave for Hawaii that he will be cleared, but as of today, he's not.
Offense. It's not the typical Hawaii like Colt Brennan and that we've seen in the past. They run the ball a lot. They have 4 running backs over 400 yards. Just talk about their offense.
I think it's a very balanced offense. Like you said, the Timmy Chains of the world back in that day when, they were throwing it every snap. they've changed from that time. But I think they're very balanced. They're very run pass is pretty balanced, not only in play call selection but also in productivity. So they're pretty balanced there. They max protect. They're going to max protect you and try to take some shots down the field. But their running backs are good. We've got to do a good job of tackling. We've given up a bunch of yards rushing here the last few games. So we've got to do a lot better. We've got to improve in that area because I think it's critical, especially in this game, and being able to slow down their running game because they'll always have a fresh back in there. They're going to bring somebody in there, and I think all four of those guys get about equal amount of snaps during the course of the game, and they're all very productive. So it's going to come down more to us than them, how well we fit our gaps, how well we tackle, how physical we are, and how well we execute the fundamentals of the play call.
Coach, can you tell us a little bit what you've seen about Drew Brown, their new quarterback, that they made that change like you mentioned throughout the season, and what you see on tape of him? I know that they go no huddle with him and out of the spread and out of the pistol and out of a bunch of formations, but what have you seen?
Well, like I said, they're a multiple offensive team. They'll get many different formations and sets, personnel groupings. So they're very multiple. I think he's done a nice job. He's won some games here down the stretch for him. Got him in a bowl game. So I think he's a tough kid. I bet he's a good leader. I don't know that, but watching him play, I bet his team rallies around him. He can make all the throws. He's a good player, and he's a guy that I have a lot of respect for. And just the little bit, of the film I've watched him here the last 4 or 5 days, I've been impressed with him. I think he's done a good job. He's won games for him, and he's won close games for him, and he's a good player.
I was talking to one of your players yesterday. I'm not going to mention who, and I asked him who was the most likely on the team to do a hula dance, and he said you. Any chance we see you up there?
Absolutely. If they asked me, he was right. Whoever said that. I mean, go to Hawaii, you might as well. I'll get out there at that luau. Good deal. I appreciate you guys. Again, thanks for the whole year. You guys means a lot to me, especially you guys that come from Nashville to give up this time. I really respect you and appreciate you doing that, okay? And have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and go Blue Raiders.